really popping off. He's actively developing it. We're friends, so I get to just invite him uh, to come on and share. I figure you guys would love it too. Here, Louis, you
Hey,
wanna?
Sean.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Nice to see you, man.
Nice to see you. This is the crew for AI in Action. I don't know how big it gets, but we record it, so it gets posted to our YouTube, and people can catch up later. But this basically like the place where we discuss coding tools and things that just making people more productive. We have a different club that is for discussing papers, but this is more for tools. Um, yeah, we're already recording, so if you just want to kick it off, like go ahead.
Awesome. Well, this is a very new thing. It's only really existed for a couple of weeks internally, and then for about 6 days externally of my company. For context, I'm one of the co-founders of Bloop. We have been working on legacy code modernization for the last 2 years, so predominantly helping very large companies translate things like COBOL to Java, but more recently, a lot of .NET, a lot of Java 8. For some reason, people are still running that, etc. And what we've found is that a lot of our internal development recently has switched from coding agents without having favorites, the cursors, the windsurfs of the world, to Claude Code. And I wouldn't be surprised if virtually everybody on this call had kind of had the same
Yes.
change over the last few months.
Yeah.
And so what I found is that, and I don't know if there's a PG-13 filter on this, but I'm basically a cuckold to Claude. All I do is sit there and watch it do what I used to love doing, and I'm just helpless. I sit there. It takes 1 to 2 minutes to complete, and I often find myself getting on Twitter, and it's actually quite demoralizing, to be honest, as a workflow to just like constantly go back and forth between Twitter and Claude Code. So I think there are lots of things that we can be doing as developers during those 1 to 2 minutes that we're waiting. And essentially, what I've come up with is Vibe-Kanban. And it's really simple concept. It's basically a Kanban board, and you can add projects. So projects are Git repos, and you can queue up different tasks in the Kanban, just like this. So what we're editing at the moment is actually Vibe-Kanban itself. So what I will do is, just make a very simple dummy ticket, change the settings icon to, some fruit or something. And we can go ahead and hit create start. You have the option of, so what just happened when I hit start is that in the background, a Git work tree is being created specifically for this task. You can see that a setup script is now running. And so these are defined on a project level. It's kind of like what you would do if you were setting up your GitHub CI, or you had some scripts in your Docker file or something like that. I've just got PMPMI and cargo build. And then what's going to happen in a minute, although it takes a minute, so I'll just skip maybe to one of these that has already run, is that an executor will start. And this can be either Claude Code, AMP, or Gemini. I actually find myself mainly using AMP these days. I don't know how familiar everybody is with that, but it's Sourcegraph's new coding agent, which is pretty cool. Gemini, I haven't been able to try yet because I just get 429'd every single time I try it, but I've heard decent things from people that have managed to get through. And essentially, once a task is complete, what do you want to do? Well, you want to review the changes. So you get a kind of mini GitHub review screen. If you need to rebase it, you get a rebase button. And that'll just one-click rebase it. I'm going to add Claude Code for fixing kind of messy rebases as well soon. And then when you're ready to merge, you can go ahead and just hit the merge button. So basically, just takes everything you were doing in 5 or 6 tools, or 5 or 6 different terminal windows, and just brings it into one. And the beauty of it is it just gives you that visibility, so that while this is running, I can be thinking like, okay, well, I can test the last thing that came in, or I could be planning the next thing that I'm going to do. And I'm not just sitting there kind of helplessly watching Claude. trying to think if there are some other nice little things that are worth mentioning. Okay, so dev servers, that was another thing that I found myself doing quite a lot of. You can hit start and that'll run a script that's configured in your project. In this case, it's just npm run dev, and we can see the logs. Address already in use. That means I'm running a dev server, probably just somewhere locally off Vibe-Kanban at the moment. If it was on Vibe-Kanban, it would have automatically killed the other one. And that is basically it. I'm very interested in hearing, what people are doing in the 2 minutes that they, are waiting for Claude. I would maybe preempt some of the frequent things that people say, like, why aren't you using Docker for this? I did try initially, and I just found that, I'm on a decent laptop, like an M3, Mac, but after 2 or 3 concurrent builds in Docker going on at the same time, I just found my laptop was unusable. So actually going for a more lightweight Git work tree based approach just meant that you're able to use your browser and it's not super choppy at the same time as building a bunch of stuff in the background. Another thing, so today's release, it's gone out, but I'm still in the middle of testing it. Adds MCP support. So what that means is that you can now do deep research on your repository, and then say at the end of that deep research, add all of these as tasks to my Vibe-Kanban board. And then like the 10D chess version of that is you can add the Vibe-Kanban MCP server to Claude code running in Vibe-Kanban MCP server, which I'm just trying out now, and this is the first time I've ever seen this result. So if it doesn't go to plan, I'm sorry. But I just asked it to list my projects, and I think, okay, I'm not totally sure this has worked. Okay, roll back the last 30 seconds and erase your memories. All right, let's go to some questions.
Wow, it's a very efficient demo. Manuel, so I don't know if I have to introduce people, but yeah, these are all the very, very power users of these coding tools. So they actually know a lot more than me, but I like the idea. So anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, if other people have something to say first, like I don't want to take up the usual space. But
Go for it. Go for it. Why don't you kick off?
all right. I've been playing around with I did something similar with GitHub projects, but this is way nicer, right? Like the real time, the running the project and all of that. One thing that's really interesting is having the agents write into other tickets what the context is to start that ticket, which is like a nice way to compact the current thread, right? Like that works really nicely because you actually don't need to tell the agents what to do. You just point them to the board and say, like, figure it out. And they'll like look at all the tickets and do all of these things, which is really fun. I don't know if you've experimented with that, but like more and more, I just like don't give the bots or the agents any context because I figured they will know what to do looking at these things. And I started, this is something I'm playing with where there's this design pattern from the 70s, 80s from agents back then, which were way more advanced than what we have because they had to deal with like much bigger constraints, which is called like a blackboard system where you basically put resources on a blackboard and then the agents look at it and like do stuff based on it, which is a Kanban board at the end of the day. You can put resources on there, like not tasks, right? Like, but just like shared resources that they can update. I don't know if you've played with that kind of basically putting log files up on the board, putting that kind of stuff because they will be discovered and I don't want to have them in a code base. I don't want to have them shared somewhere. I don't know if you have ideas around expanding it that way.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think a lot of these are going to be solved by the actual coding agents themselves. And I imagine, you can kind of imagine at some point Claude Code is going to get to a point where it can see all of the previous threads that, all the previous attempts you've made with Claude Code, and then probably be able to leverage that to make better, better one-shot attempts at solving these tasks. So I guess we could build that stuff into this, but I think it'll probably just be supported natively. This is kind of a bet in the future, right? Like 25% of my tasks today can probably happen in Claude Code one shot without me needing to ever enter an IDE. I do a very cursory, check of the code just to make sure it hasn't done anything stupid. But if it runs and the button's been added and the backend endpoint works, like I generally trust that it works. And I think that number is just going to increase and increase. And so, what's the interface? When we're at 80%, 90%, where Claude is able to one shot, how much of that interface do you really need from the existing kind of dev stack? And then the same is true of all of those tools. How much is going to be absorbed into Claude Code itself? Like probably everything. The notion of being at the AI application layer and calling like a chat completions endpoint, I think is just going to be completely dead. Why would you do that when virtually, and we've been thinking about the different, so I think this goes back maybe to one of your original questions, which was around like, how do you use these things to plan and things like that? And virtually every problem you think about, like, okay, how do we resolve messy rebases? It's Claude Code. How do we plan tasks? It's Claude Code. How do we do the task? It's Claude Code. Virtually, like the answer to everything at the end of the day is like Claude Code, or is going to be Claude Code quite soon. So I don't know if that answers your question. Probably made no sense.
Thanks. No, it kind of does. Like I'm telling people, like just tell the AI what to do. Don't control stuff. And it's good to hear that more and more. I just don't look at the code anymore. I'm like, I put right boundaries so that I'm not worried that it will do the wrong thing, right? Like it can't write to the database with this API or whatever, and then just like accept. Be like, this is probably better than what I would do. This is probably better tested than what I would do to test. So it's quite
You got to be
interesting.
careful with YOLO mode. I've noticed today, every time I open a terminal now, it's like in a Python virtual environment. And I don't know why that happened. I think Claude has done something just in YOLO mode to configure my entire localhost. Anyway.
So this does raise an interesting question of how you put in boundaries and validations, right? Like, should these actually be running in a sandbox somewhere? Should we be, you mentioned not wanting to totally Dockerize it, but are there ways that we can kind of put constraints around what we do and don't want these tools to do? And also how we validate the outputs now that, I think you talk about not looking at the outputs. To me, what's happening is source code is becoming essentially the new binary, right? Almost nobody looks at the details of the assembler in their binary. Sometimes you do if you have a really tricky bug, but mostly you don't. What you do is you say, does it meet the functionality? Does it run these tests? Does it do this sort of thing? So like, what does that look like in this world?
Yeah. So your last point is probably the thing I'm most interested in, which is the testing. And this is something that I do not see Claude Code being able to really solve, which is, when I say a sentence to Claude, like add a button here, there's a lot of assumptions that are being made, right? Like, what do I mean by here? What did I mean by button? How big? What sort of size, right? There's a lot of ways in which it can misinterpret what I'm saying. And so I think the more like the real alpha, if you're not Claude, is to basically get information out of the user's brain in the least in the kind of the easiest way possible. Make it like delightful for me to explain as much information as possible. So I don't see why it has to be a kind of Jira style text box that we're describing these things in. Why can't it just be more of like a lovable point and click, like this is where I mean on the website? Or if it's a backend endpoint, like why can't I describe, here's a JSON that describes the output of the request that, is going to be created through this endpoint. And, basically ways of rapidly prototyping tests for, because this is the big difference between Claude Code working and not. I've noticed with my own tasks is like the ones where it can just go in a loop and validate, against some kind of test are the ones that work really well. And the ones that always seem to fail are the ones that it's just impossible to test for that case because of statefulness, or it's some sort of DevOps or data or migration related thing. So that's what I think we're all going to be doing is kind of writing tests, and the two are really linked, right? Essentially, the plan becomes the test. It's quite a blurry line between, what the distinction between those two things is when you talk about agents.
I think a couple of the things that I really liked when I saw Vibe-Kanban was the diff view that you had set up was really nice to kind of just be able to quickly figure out what exactly changed. And that's been an obstacle for me sometimes where it's like I don't want to look at this whole giant like 6,000 line change. Like just show me the parts that matter. So nice work on that. And then the other, I don't know if you touched on it too much, but I think kind of one of the unlocks with coding agents, terminal coding agents, especially is work trees. I think that like a more kind of like patch-based workflow rather than sort of your traditional, you kind of have to like re-rig your workflow to be for agents as opposed to for humans. Like humans, I want a whole PR, I want us to like chat about it, et cetera, et cetera. If I have like 100 agents spinning up, I just want like patch this, patch that, run these tests. Does it work? Yes, good. Okay. Now tell the orchestrator what you did, leave some notes so he can keep track of everything and then go back. So like those kind of workflow enablements were the parts that I thought were really, really solid from Vibe-Kanban. And then I'm curious, do you have, or like one of the things that I find useful when I'm working with coding agents is to give them like persona prompts. Like I'm going to have an orchestrator, I'm going to have like one of them that runs tests. And I'm curious on the Vibe-Kanban, do you have like what's sort of the procedure for context injection when you're assigning a given task, if you have any yet?
Yeah, so I don't think I've got thoughts on this, but they're not really related to Vibe-Kanban. So we also we have a pretty serious effort going on at all times to try and like top Sweetbench, and what basically the the architecture a few months ago that was really good at this was that kind of multi-prompt, specialized. You have an opinion about the steps that are needed to complete a software engineering task, and of course that works really well for the the 60% of cases that can be solved using a very opinionated approach, but it's not great for edge cases. And what we've seen, I think, is just the kind of the move from having these very opinionated big system prompts that essentially direct the model to do some chain of thought in a structured way towards just leveraging the whatever they've been fine-tuned to do natively, and especially with with reasoning models, they have quite a lot of flexibility in how they can solve problems. You might have prompted it to do planning in this way, and then try and recreate the problem, and then try and solve the problem, and then try and test the problem. But if you actually just lean into the model's fine tuning, when it needs to do that, it'll just do that, and when it doesn't need to do that, it won't do that. And currently, the leader on Sweetbench is just Claude in a loop. It's not some special complicated multi-agent, multi-prompt architecture, and so I think you basically can't beat bringing the execution into the training environment and just what Anthropic can do, because they've got that, level of granular control. So I think less is more. Like you just tell it what it wants, what you want, and it's just going to get better and better at figuring that out. And there's less for us to prompt on top of that. The counterpoint to that is, I don't know if anybody's seen like the Claude the web ChatGPT thing. The system prompt for that is crazy long, and so there's this weird balance of like the chat version of this has this huge crazy system prompt, and then Claude Code and in a loop with Claude 4 just seems to be like simpler is better. But anyway, it's probably people that have looked into that more than I have. Okay, we've got a couple of hands up. Swaraj.
I really like your demo. I'm super interested in what some of these user experiences are when you want to let the agents sort of do their thing and you're kind of on the outside instead of knee deep in with them. I'm curious how you think about separating some parts of the input to every task and how maybe some things need to stay and maybe some things are stuff that we don't think about anymore. Like, hey, look at this file. But for example, maybe there are some design patterns that you want like your to generally follow. Do you kind of more feel there's a place for that in this sort of UX where you're kind of storing this repository where it can search some composite information instead of looking at say 10 files and then figuring out the design pattern at the start of every task? Um, how do you sort of maybe think of that split?
Yeah, it's really inefficient, especially like again, probably more insight from trying to solve Swebench than actually Vibe-Kanban here. But there is you can reduce if the average Swebench task takes say probably 80 iterations of a loop with Claude in it, I would say probably 60 of those are just things that could probably be shared across the same repository in a lot of cases. And the same is true of running Claude code. Obviously, it's they're very similar. A lot of them are very similar tasks. And I don't think there's any context sharing at the moment at all. But then the thing is only like what 3 months, 4 months old. So I don't think that's our role. Again, to kind of go back to my earlier point, like this is obviously a core thing that Anthropic themselves would want to be looking at. And so therefore it is a terrible idea for me to be trying to solve that problem, because it would just be, I give them 3 months and then, consistent memory is probably a thing that they're going to solve.
Yeah, makes sense. Thanks.
I think it's a good, or I assume that it did, but maybe I'm wrong. Does Vibe-Kanban like parallelize? Like, does it support sub agents doing some of the tasks while another agent works on another one?
So it supports running as many instances of Claude or AMP as you like at the same time. What we don't have yet is the ability to say, when this one finishes, start that one. And to be honest, I have not really found the use case for that yet, because I have to review. You as a human have to review after every task. And if it's going off and doing the next thing, you're losing that opportunity to review. And if it's only a 50% chance it's going to one-shot it, which seems to be my average, it's actually better in a lot of ways just to review every piece of work and then parallelize your workflow by just working on two completely different things. So I'll be working on, I'll get a few emails with some feedback that mainly just like UI bugs, and I'll work through those on one thread. And then at the same time, I'll have like some gnarly refactor to the way we're doing rebasing, which is just purely backend in another. And so that's kind of the way I think about being most efficient, is not like scheduling these things to run in sequence or to work on the same piece of work, but faster, but just to work on like two completely divergent, unrelated things that are not going to cause a massive rebase at the same time.
Super interesting. Yeah, I want to solve that problem where I want to just like be firing them off all the time and then have some way to like effectively resolve when they clash. But maybe I'm, as always, just like over engineering it, and I should just like chill for a couple of months and then like just be okay with reading some tickets for a while, I guess.
Sure. Sean's found the website. People keep finding the website. I haven't published the website anywhere. I literally used Claude to generate a markdown file summarizing all the API endpoints and then pasted it into Lovable and said, make me a website. And it's the results are mixed. I need to polish this up. It's good incentive. Thank you, Sean.
The GitHub repo is broken. I was just looking for the GitHub repo. So the
There isn't one yet. This is so we will. Okay, so we previously had a GitHub project that got 10,000 stars and about 10 serious open source contributions. So we're in two minds about open sourcing this. I think it probably will happen at some point, but I think we're at the point where all of the things that we need to do for the next 2 weeks are pretty obvious. And we're just going to work through them in an opinionated way as quickly as possible. And then at that point, we're probably going to open it up to community contributions. The problem is, if we open it up now, we could end up like a lot of other popular nameless AI projects on GitHub that just the code quality goes to dog shit very quickly. And we just spend all of our time like reviewing things and leaving things, and we just want to move really quickly. And I think it is obvious, like my problems with this thing are probably very similar to a lot of your problems. That doesn't mean I don't want to hear your feedback, but that's why we haven't open sourced it yet.
Is this the Claude Code team says the same thing about open sourcing Claude Code?
Yeah, there you go. Claude Code itself is an open source. There's my cover. Manuel, you've been dying to ask something for a while.
I wanted to chime in on two things. One is, what do you do in those 2 minutes while your agent is running or something like that? Which for a while, before they censored the Gemini 2.5 Pro thinking traces, that was like my favorite activity, was looking at those traces, because they would tell me a lot about the project itself, right? Like I would actually get a pretty good understanding of what was going on and learn a couple of things. So I was really, really sad when they censored that stuff. I hope they bring it back, because like the new thinking traces are like kind of useless. The DeepSeek ones are pretty good. So often I'll just like, if I want to understand stuff while the agent is running in Cursor, I'll just say like, hey, DeepSeek, tell me something. And then I'll just like, tell me something about the source tree. That was one thing where I really, really missed Gemini, because it was like pairing with a really knowledgeable senior developer that knows like all the APIs and stuff. I really hope they bring it back. I hope that this is also an incentive for people to uncensor their thinking models, because there's a lot of value, I think, for developers in there to both vibe and at the same time get a really deep understanding of what's going on. And then the other thing that I do is I can manage like 3, 4, 5 different projects, Claude codes running on different things at the same time. So I have like this infinite list of open source ideas that I want to have. And so I just vibe them on the side, where I just usually want terminal UIs for things. Like I want a file picker in here, I want this there. So I'll launch those on the side while the main one is running. And that's really fun. It's like a little bit disturbing headwise, but it like these incremental improvements on all my personal tools. Like I have a tool to manage work trees. And yesterday, while I was working on something else, I said like add fork and merge. Like I want to fork my own work tree again. And then, you know, after the main job was done, at the same time, I had like fork and merge on my other tool. I was like, okay, I'll take it. So that's something you can do. But it's pretty exhausting to jump between 4 projects. So those were some ideas, because I think it's a big deal. Like because the workflows changed so often, there were times in my workflow where I was literally like a copy paste bitch for ChatGPT, right? Like I would code in ChatGPT and be like, okay, well, my day is spent basically copy pasting out of this window. That's like what I actually do. And it's like, this can't go on. And it changes so often that you always have to like question what your value as an engineer is, or what your role is in all of this. It's really interesting, because now with like Vibe-Kanban and the coding agents, you're like kind of a project manager. Or
QA.
you're a QA person, right? Because like, even if everything works, you still have to like try it out at some point, right? It's like you still have to go through everything by yourself just to make sure that it indeed works well.
Meet accountability. There's always got to be a flesh intelligence on the hook if something goes wrong. That's what our role is. Yeah, and yeah, I found it until very recently, because do most of the stuff in Rust, and there weren't really good coding agents for Rust until I want to say Claude Code and AMP, to be honest, and it was mainly copy and paste up to ChatGPT, which is soul destroying after day 180 of that.
I think the big bump with Sonnet 4 versus Sonnet 3.7 is like the newer cutoff date. And then something like a lot of the things that weren't one-shottable, but were like 90% shottable before, the fact that they're now one-shottable makes a really big difference, right? Because suddenly you can take yourself out of the loop, which is like Charm Bracelet Go TUIs was like always kind of a struggle before because it would like mess up the keyboard shortcuts or would mess up like the formatting. Now that that is handled, it's like crazy what more is available. And once again, then all your workflow changes. Once once a little thing suddenly becomes one-shotable, it's like anyway.
Okay, before we go to the next question, I'm going to, as promised, add some features to Vibe-Kanban now that will make it into tonight's release. I think the obvious one that I want to ask is anybody not using any of the coding agents that we've got pre-configured here and would like me to add another one? And hopefully it's like an easy one to add that's just like an MPX command type thing. Stick it in the chat now.
Can you show the list again?
So we've got Claude, AMP, and Gemini. Okay.
I mean,
What
Aider.
is-
Aider is the big one.
Yeah.
And we did just interview client, but they're not CLI. They're VS Code extension.
OpenCode is another one.
OpenCode,
I
very big.
saw that crazy Twitter thing of like, all the agents trying to shut each other off and OpenCode one.
That's a stunt. That's just noise. That's not meaningful at all.
It's not meaningful. That's what's taking up my 2 minutes before I started using Vibe-Kanban.
But yeah, these are good suggestions. OpenCode, Goose, Aider. Those are probably the three biggest that you're missing.
Okay, great. All right, I'm going to do this in the background. Let's go to the next question.
Ooh, are you gonna Vibe-Kanban?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
No. Show us. Ooh.
Okay, but does it have, it looks like quite a big installation though. I think if you've already got this installed, how do you actually start it? Sort of debugging. Okay, yeah, all right. We're just going to do that. So let's take add OpenCode agent as an executor. And we're just going to tag some relevant files, executors. Please add OpenCode as an executor coding agent. So I know there's a bit of jargon and you guys don't have the code, but essentially an executor represents any process. So that could be the setup script or the dev server, and obviously coding agent is a subtype of that. The command to run it is that. And I will just change that to, so it's really obvious prompt here. The thing is, okay, I can do this. Okay, I can do a simple version of this, but then the complex version is going to be like session management and then follow-ups and things. So this is just going to be the basic implementation for now. And then like sometimes especially with bigger code bases, it makes stupid mistakes where it'll implement this everywhere and then forget to like add it to the settings. So you can give it a quick way to validate. And this is kind of what I mean by our job as humans is to sit there and kind of figure out what the lightweight tests are. And so I would just say anywhere where AMP or Claude or Gemini is mentioned, you should probably also mention OpenCode. Okay, all right. And I can't remember what that's executing with. That's with Claude. I might just try that with AMP because I think that's going to get a better result. All right, we're going to watch this and take some questions in the background. So I don't know who's first. Kevin, go for it.
Actually, David's been up for longer than I have. Let me hand over to him.
Sorry, go for it.
I think I might have gotten my answer just from what you were doing. Is everything just one shot coming in on the command line and like one prompt? Or how are you driving the Claude code?
Yeah, so there's actually very little emphasis on what is happening in the middle. like when it's running. You can, if you want to, go in and see the logs, and you can also follow up. So for example, I was just checking one of these tasks that I just started before this, and it turns out it has not really done the right thing. And I wanted it to add some more themes. We currently have like light and dark. I can see that it's added like purple, green, blue, orange, and red. But again, this is like exactly what I'm talking about. It's added the theme, but it has not added any way to choose that theme in the selector. So I'm going to now follow up and be like at settings. I don't know why the settings bar is up there. Oh, maybe because I'm zoomed in. Settings, can you make sure the user can actually select these cool new themes? Okay, so you can follow up.
And so how is that doing? Are you just doing another like command line prompt, like one shot thing?
It's actually on the same thread, so we can see the raw. Where's the show more button? So you can turn all of these agents onto like JSON-L mode, which just gives you a bit more detail. And so you can see, in this case, there's a thread ID at the top here. And if we add a command line argument called like resume, I think, with the thread ID, then it just pops onto the conversation. So it's not like one-shotting it. To be honest, I would say it's 50-50 whether I go for the follow-up or whether I just make a new attempt. And sometimes you can make a new attempt in a different coding agent as well. So try it first in AMP and then try it in Claude. Again, maybe some more insight from trying to solve SweBench is that sampling and ensembling is really important. And this is obviously something that Claude doesn't do. It's just, you're just looking at one attempt at a problem, whereas the average SweBench attempt is sampling like up to 10 times or more at the moment. And when you read the traces, there is really, it's kind of illogical why one attempt works and another doesn't, because you would have thought there'd be some obvious thing like it read the wrong file or something like that. But it'll literally, you'll look at two attempts, one will work, one will not work. They'll both read the same file, and then they'll just do two completely different code changes with almost the exact same steps before that. And it's like the way these things work, right? They're not humans. They're just, they themselves are sampling. And so the response to that is probably just running a few instances of the coding agent one shot and then just taking the best one is actually not a bad strategy and can probably be more efficient than asking follow-up questions.
Yeah, kind of the reason why I ask is for the AI in action bot. Like I vibe coded that in one of these sessions. And what I think I really want is everyone in the community just to be able to ask the bot to make changes to itself. I started working on this before Claude Code, and it was really hard to get Aider to do that in a way where it would hold things on Discord. But it seems like we're just at the age now where you just try it once and have it do it 10 times and pick the best one or something.
Yeah, it's a different, you'd never do that with humans. You'd never get 10 humans to do the same task, but this is just, we got to kind of relearn how to do this stuff. Okay. Was there somebody before Kevin? I can't remember. I'm not sure. Kevin,
I'll
go
jump
for it.
in. Yeah. So, question I have is, let's see, a little context. So I find for myself, when I'm writing code now using agents to do things, one of the biggest limiting factors for me is how quickly my brain can keep up with what is the current state of the system and like what are the changes that need to be kicked off or prompted. And there seems to be like actually Manuel and I were joking like we're using AMP code. AMP is also that word means current, right? And so we have like an amperage limit in our brains of how many amps we can have going at a time and like actually have things keep up. And depending on how rested you are, like in the morning, morning fresh, maybe I can handle 4 amps. By this time on a Friday, I'm down to one, maybe two, right? And so like I guess
there's also this cognitive thing we had this week, right? Where you need to think strategically, and at some point you just can't think strategically anymore. So it's better to just not prompt the LLM at that point.
Yeah, so I guess what the question that that's the sort of overlying context is there still seem to be cognitive limits that at least we are running into in terms of how we think strategically about the system, how we are able to keep updating our brain's state of what the system is. So I'm kind of curious how you are thinking about that, if you've run into similar problems, and how what how Vibe-Kanban either today or in the future is like kind of helping with that.
So just to replay that, how does Vibe-Kanban work around our
Or even just
changing?
like, how are you still running into those? Does viewing it in a Kanban board actually change your ability to keep track of it? Like, is that helping you? Like, I'm just, we're trying to
Yeah, I
adapt to
think
this world of agents, and that's where I've found the new limits for me, are just like my brain can't update fast enough.
I do feel that. So my the thing I keep finding myself doing is coming in to review a task, clicking the Start Dev Server button, going over to the dev version of whatever it is that's running, and then immediately having no clue what I'm supposed to be reviewing because I've forgotten. And I literally looked at it about 2 seconds ago, and it's probably a function of too much context switching. I think I don't know. I don't know how that really gets solved with better UX. So, this is definitely better than Terminal because at least there's some visual difference. Like this is in this column and that's in that column, and there's different colors and stuff. But at the same time, it does encourage you to do much more, and so you're context switching much more. I think the long term is that right now you can think of coding agents or just like AI assisted coding in general on a spectrum of like how long does it take before a human has to intervene. And you start off with GitHub Copilot, right, where it's running for 2 seconds and then a human has to intervene. And then you upgrade and you get to like Cursor, and that's running for like 20 seconds, and then the human has to get involved again. And then you have the next generation of coding agents, which are kind of like the Claude Code things, which run for 2 minutes. And then at some point, we'll get to the dev in reality where you have like half an hour to an hour running, and then you can come back and check it. And yeah, this is probably just like a moment in time where these things are running for 2 minutes, and my hope is that in the future, like they'll run for much longer, or it'll do enough work. Like me checking like one little widget and then jumping back in checking like another little widget isn't super useful. Doesn't feel like a great use of my time. Like I feel like I could be bundling these into much bigger changes that I review, and then I'm kind of in the zone with that one change for 5-10 minutes, half an hour, whatever. And that's the direction of travel, I think, is longer changes, and reflects the different generations of tools we've been seeing for 2 or 3 years now. Did that answer your question at all?
Sort of. So I think a thing that I'm grappling with to some extent, like one way of thinking about it is just continually asking the question, what is the job of a software engineer anymore? But there's more in the sense that I have seen that even though like the surface layer prompts that we're doing are, as you say, they're very simple, they're very intent based. There's not very much context in there. I have seen that when I do that in a system that I understand well, I get substantially better results. Something subtle about how I'm prompting it is different, and it gets substantially better results. And I'm also able to correct it when I don't when it goes off the rails. And when I do that in a system that I understand poorly, I get systematically worse results, and I often don't see the issues early enough, and so it goes off for a long ways before I'm like, oh, that was a mistake. I need to come back and redo that in a different way. And so what that points to is that there is still, at least in this point, and I suspect I because I'm in some ways a skeptic, despite being way out on the edge of this. I suspect there will always be some value in actually understanding the kind of architecture of your system in some way, because you'll be able to guide, or maybe that's codified in a document somewhere that the agent can pick it up. I don't know. But like, I think there's some amount of mental modeling that is still having to happen. And I'm like, the problem I'm grappling with in all these shapes is like, how do we still build that model? That model used to get built as you were writing the code, right? You're writing and it's absorbing it. And we're delegating a lot of that writing. So how do we still update our mental models for what the system are so that we can guide these agents in the right direction?
Maybe frameworks, just having like very opinionated ways of building these things that is predictable. So I don't know, you know, it goes off and does something, but I kind of trust that the roots are going to go in the roots folder and the model is going to go in the models folder, and it's not going to put SQL queries outside of the model. I don't know. Same way you'd work with, I guess, contractors who have never been in your repo before. It works a lot better when you're using, you know, like Java Spring Boot, and you're hiring Java Spring Boot developers versus like, you know, generic Java projects, because of that shared context that everybody's got. Manuel.
There we go. I was looking for my cursor. One thing I find myself doing for the like, oh, when you don't know how to approach something, right? And like it's hard to even decompose something into tasks because you don't even know what to ask for. One thing I do is I have Manus, and then I'll just throw really like the most random shit at Manus and say like, please build, like, what did I do yesterday? I just bought a drone. I was like, please build like a drone motion planning engine, which I don't even know what that means. Like I just put some words together, right? Like I have a rough idea, and then I'll just like do that and like launch 3 of them, which of course is like costly, but also, well, I'll just do like O3 researches or like deep researches and paste those into Manus and say like, can you please implement whatever this algorithm is about? And the way I think of, because Kevin was saying that, oh, source code is like the new binary, which is like the analogy only goes so far, but in many ways, running an LLM on a prompt, you can think of it as compiling, you know, and sometimes you'll get like compile errors, which in this case is like, oh, what came out is not what I want. It doesn't mean like, oh, what came out doesn't work. It means like, oh, what came out is like not necessarily what I want. So I have to go back, fix my code. And I think that analogy is pretty interesting to you can approach LLMs as kind of like more like a notebook as well, right? Like where suddenly you're in a notebook and you're just going to try stuff out, see what comes out, refine it, try it again. And that way of thinking about what do we do with all this compute, like, right? How do we leverage the compute is basically not just building prototypes and throwing them away, but like thinking of it as I'm iteratively trying to get to the code I want to generate, but the code itself is just a single run is just like one attempt of doing something. It's costly.
Yeah, that all makes sense. Yeah. David.
So I put this in chat. Is there any way to have this shared or running on a server, or this is just only you have it on your own machine and only one person's using it at a time?
Yeah, well, I think there are already like quite a few options for running stuff in the server, and I tried a few of them out. You know, you can kind of link, you know, web-based agents to linear and stuff like that. But I guess there's, for whatever reason, it's just nicer to kind of work on localhost, and as it's very deliberately you know, based around your local tooling and the agents you install locally rather than the ones you'd run in the cloud. I guess at some point in the future, my computer will start going too slow for me to keep parallelizing agents, and I will need to move to some kind of cloud infrastructure to run, you know, so that would be like step 1 of moving to the cloud, probably would be when you hit, you know, start, that goes off and it runs somewhere else. And actually the sandboxing thing that was mentioned earlier, you know, that even just for that reason, that could be a good reason to do that. And then, yeah, at some point, if you ever want to use this at scale, like your boss at a big bank is probably not going to let you just roll this. They're going to want some kind of overview of what's happening, and observability and analytics about which coding agents people are using, and I expect people to keep changing. I don't think this is going to settle down, and this text box will have 50 options in it, at some point probably. And so there is potential, I guess, for a cloud version that supports some of the more boring, like observability, security, compliance stuff that teams need to use this for serious workflows.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking more again as like the AI in action bot giving the community the ability to make changes, or theoretically in your case, you're talking about you don't want to open source it because the contributions you get are so terrible. But what if you had, people be able to, use this directly? I mean, still a terrible idea, but a little bit more, what you'd expect.
It will happen at some point.
I'm a little confused about this. Like, I'm revealing that I'm not really actually a developer and I don't know how this stuff works. But like, if you npx install Vibe-Kanban and you go to like npmjs.com, you can see the code is there, is it not? Like, if we wanted to run this on our own, is it? I don't understand. Like, maybe I'm missing something.
There's difference between the source code and the compiled code that you can run. So the source code is not open source.
I see. I see. So like running it on a server, like let's say you log into a server and just run npx install Kanban. Like, is it not running on a server then?
It is. It is. You just don't have the original source code.
I see. Okay. Okay.
Okay, I think I've got OpenCode running. I've just like brew installed. How is this thing working without an API key? I do not really understand, but this is crazy. Okay, all right, let's try it. So add OpenCode agent. We're gonna start the dev server. Let's get an auspicious start going. Sometimes this fails. That's just my project setup. Okay, looks like it's running. Let's add well, we're just going to prove it works first. So I've got my 1+1 test and we're going to run it. Oh, it's done it again. It hasn't added it to the settings. I don't know why. It loves like making changes and then never adding them. Okay, but it is up here. Okay, so it's just forgotten to add it to the settings in one place. This is like really classic. This is like, again, you need to design applications in a slightly different way to kind of centralize things like this. So you forgot to add this as an option in the task details. I think there's a task details toolbar. Yeah, that sounds right. Okay, and in the meantime, we can review the other thing I was playing around with, which is add some more themes. So for those of you that weren't following, it added some themes, and then it forgot to give me a way to actually select those themes. So I asked it to add the themes as options to the settings. And then I realized well, first of all, that didn't actually work. So I just basically wrote fix. And then I realized the logo looked a bit off. So this is something where I think like the Playwright MCP or something like that could probably be quite useful. I haven't hooked that up to this project yet. But you can see if I start the dev server, we have blue, purple, lots of other beautiful themes there. So I'm going to go ahead as promised and merge something live on camera. This is obviously going to fail because I'm doing it live. Oh my God, it worked. That feels great. That is going to go out in today's release, everybody. And the OpenCode one has also followed up. So let's try this one out. We're going to land 2 today. That's the real question. And first of all, we need to rebase this because we just merged something. So rebase onto main, successful. Now we'll get the theme I just set because we've just rebased. And let's try again and see. Okay, we've got OpenCode. It's running. There's no way this is going to work. This is gonna fail horribly. Suspense is killing me. Okay, that is actually the wrong error. That is because, sorry, the dev server config is messed up. Just killing everything on that board. Anyway, any final question? This is an hour long, Sean?
Yep, it is. You've already done amazing. We had one merge on the channel, so that's great.
Yep. Cool. Well,
yeah, I mean,
I will
it obviously
this
works.
up.
It's yeah.
This will, you know, take a little bit of
Look
back
at
and
that.
forth probably. But oh shit, it's working. What?
Woo!
Okay, I don't know what I need to look into the logs and make these pretty like we have for Claude, but that's definitely coming from the executor. So we half did it, guys. All right.
Amazing. Thank you for dropping by. Amazing work. I think the Kanban form factor is useful, and like obviously where something like this should exist.
Come back. And thanks for all the feedback. I have been following along in the comments, and I'm going to look at these after the call as well. There's a lot of really great suggestions. And for the questions people are asking as well. That has been super helpful. My email, I'll just drop it in the chat. If you ever have feedback, please just ping me. We have a success rate of responding to all feedback by delivering it as fixes within 24 hours so far for the 6 days of this project's existence, and I will endeavor to keep that up. So please send it through.
Okay, amazing. Yeah. How do you want to end? Yeah.
All right. Thank you. And folks who want to give talks like this, sign up in the Discord. Just tell the AI in Action bot that you want to give a talk. And then we don't have to depend on Swix sourcing.
No, it's just my pleasure. Like something cool. Like I know the person. All right. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thanks, guys.